Hello, it's Carrie with So Much Glitter. Happy Sunday and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you guys are here for my Sunday self-care. I'm trying to get set up and kind of trying to get my camera correct, and I got a new board, so I was trying to see where that fit in, and you didn't need to see everything on my messy desk, but you know, as crafters and creators, we like to have our things around us so we know what and when to create. So I think I did get a brand new Glassboard Studio mat. And while I'm just trying to kind of letting everybody discover me, and I was able to find myself on my computer and my other phone, I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of just chat while everyone is looking for us. I did get a new Glassboard Studio mat for Christmas, well, for New Year, for myself, because I wanted something a little bit bigger, because I did have their small one before, and I really liked it, but it was too small to create a lot on, and so I got this bigger one. And now looking back, I probably should have gotten an even bigger one, but I can see that my ring light, the glare, is going to be a little bit of an issue. So I'm probably going to have to put something down to cover that up. Welcome. Hi, Ellen. Welcome. I'm just trying to get settled and find myself and work with my new little Glassboard Studio mat and figure out if you can see me. And I hope I'm not shaking this week. I don't have the cord behind my desk like I did last week. I know that was an issue. I'm going to go ahead and put my link tree and welcome everybody in the chat. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. So grab your favorite refreshments and self-care items, some eye patches, whatever you got going on this Sunday, and we can start creating. Okay. So I'm hoping to create like a simple little project today, but I kind of want to do a little bit of like show and tell, if you will, maybe. But let's first start off. I have my tea going with my clove and my cinnamon in it. The weather's rapidly changed here in Southern California, so I'm hoping not to get sick, so I'm doing what I can. Okay, so my goal for 2026 was to keep moving forward, keep evolving, because I'm in my last year of my master's program, but I want to expand my crafty journal, and that's why I started going live. And I want to kind of start my days with positivity, and it's 11 o'clock my time. I did sleep in a little bit this morning because my first week back to work was wow. After having 2 weeks off and having to go back to work, it was a lot. So, and then a lot happened at work with our contract, which isn't great. So I'll be looking to protect myself in 2026, basically. Okay, so what I want to start out with is a positive quotation, because I did get this book at my Friends of bookstore, and that's just kind of how I want to set my intention. And so I did use my prompty cards for 12 Days of Christmas, and I know this prompt is presents, but I saw a wish list, and I thought that's very perfect for where I'm going to be going professionally in 2026. Okay, so my quote that I chose today was for myself, and it's, "A person can grow only as much as his horizon allows," and that's from John Powell. And I think that's a really good one, and that's a small enough one to where I can use my clickables for that. And I think I will be doing that for a journal or a card or something in the very near future. So what I want to do is I want to leave my bookmark in there, and kind of just, that's how I'm setting the tone, and I'm expanding my horizons as we get into 2026. Okay, so let me set the book off to the side. Now, I did start with my positivity jar of 2026, and I'm using my Gilmore Girls Holiday Cup from my Warner Brothers studio because I thought how perfect this is, fun and whimsy, and it just won't be sitting in my cabinet. So my goal at the end of every week is to write down one positive thing or one good thing that happened to me, and then put it in the jar. And then New Year's Eve, at the end of this year, I'm going to unwrap them all and look out and see all the positive things and what happened during 2026 to kind of focus on the positive. So one positive thing that happened this week was that I opened the door to expand myself professionally. So I am going to write, what's the date today? Today's the 11th. Happy January 11th. Can we believe it's January 11th already? Wow, my pen's kind of skipping here. I opened the door to expand. My pen might not have a whole lot of juice left in here. Professionally. And it was accepted. So that's the big one. What will happen with it, I don't know, but it's just a step in the right direction to keep that trajectory going for me. So I maintain employment in 2026 because the way these contracts are changing, wow. Okay, so that's going to go up above me in my jar. What I'm going to start off with is, I know, and I think, Ellen, I think it was you that asked about my coloring. I did get myself some Ohuhu alcohol markers. I purchased these at Michael's, and they're about the same price as they were on Amazon. But I purchased them at Michael's because I had a $10 reward card as well. And then I had a 20% off coupon. So I was able to get it for less expensive than Amazon. And this is the Honolulu series. I have other alcohol markers, but I really wanted to kind of expand into, learning with different nibs and different tips and different colors. And so this has kind of like a brush tip is what they're calling it. And it is a brush tip. This is like the fine nib is what they're calling it. So I really like this. I work best with the smaller nibs because I'm a tri-blend, a Spectrum Noir tri-blend girl. But those are rapidly dying on me because I've had them for years and I'm not really finding them anywhere online. And so I want to be able to shade and highlight and things like that with different colors, with different techniques. So I did purchase these. I really like them. It does have a learning curve. Now I have a set of Arteza brush tip alcohol markers, which I really like. So what I'm going to do to kind of combat this glare is I'm going to put a mat down so you guys aren't blinded out and need your sunglasses and all that. So I think that this will be a little bit easier for me to do. These magnets from Glassboard Studio are no joke. They are super, super strong. So we've got to keep them away from each other because they want to fight. Welcome, welcome. So hopefully this will be a little bit easier. I hope this isn't distracting because you can kind of see a few mats on my desk and that can kind of get annoying. But I practiced with this book, my little Cozy Life Lovelies coloring book. I got this at Target during their after Christmas sale. It was $3 and it was in the kids coloring section, but I was like, no, this is what I want. And it has like a bunch of I'm started here. See, I'm practicing with the shading with the Ohuhu. I mean, it has a lot of real cutesy type stuff. So if you don't like the real cutesy type coloring, you know, maybe this isn't for you, but it's kind of like the cozy coloring. So there's lots of big spaces so I can practice with the shading. I can create a scene. I can embellish with it. Some of these have a lot of open, empty space. I'm not a big white girl space person, but I can fill that in. I'm actually going to do that here. So you can kind of see how that pulls together. And then I kind of practiced over here. There is a learning curve with these, but this does come with a flap for underneath each page. Now, mind you, it doesn't cover all the way up, so I do just have my separate sheet of paper. And this is like a Nina cardstock, but like not real heavy duty cardstock. Sometimes, not with this paper though, because this paper's been pretty thick, but sometimes in my other coloring books, I like to use the waste of the sheet, like my in-between sheet, and I create a card with it or something. I did post that on my Instagram over fall, so that's kind of fun. So depending on what kind of happy accident I get with that, I always like to put that under. And this is what I created over the week. Now my shading isn't perfect. I wanted this to look like flooring. It's just fun, just something fun, bright, and to kind of get me into the mojo. And this is the first thing I used with these markers. So I had like a really big learning curve with this little piece, but I tried to highlight a lot of the spaces to kind of even that out. And what I'm going to do is ink around it. And then I did forget to go get one of my background stamps, but I will go get that. And then I'm going to turn this into basically like a functional page, kind of cut this down a little bit. And then here's the negative space back here. I am working on developing like my coloring sheets, like making a lot of them, and then probably making a journal out of them. So knowing that this will fold over, we can make some pockets and do whatever. I just think that that's just a fun use of my coloring sheets. And it's fun to do. I really do this for self-care early in the morning or after work, depending on what schedule I'm working. But this is another one I did later during the week. I did work the late schedule because I was a late supervisor this week. So I did this in the morning. Thank you, Ellen. I love coloring. I love coloring with alcohol markers, but this brush tip thing was a little bit new for me, and I didn't have as much control as I did with like the little fine point nib. But I do like, I can get more of like an artsy kind of look, if that makes sense. Like it looks like it's painted a little bit. It doesn't have to be all pristine and perfect. And so I'm going to probably ink up around this as well. So I did put these shelves up above me on my craft desk, and I don't like to like put too much weight on them because I'm not the best at hanging things, and my son was sick during that day that I was doing it. So I'm going to ink up around here, and then I'm going to go get a background stamp, and I am going to kind of stamp it to make it look like fun and whatever. Fun for me, I guess. Like if this isn't your vibe, then thank you for watching and joining along on the crafty journey. I love it, how we can inspire each other. But I do love the coloring, and I like to like zhuzh up the pages a little bit. I'm just kind of picking out some background colors that I think would be good. I think my brushed corduroy is going to be a little bit too dark because that's what I use for like making things, like grunging things up. Hi Brenda, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So I'm just kind of reviewing, doing like a little bit of show and tell before I get into a project of things I got over the week and over the Christmas holiday, and the coloring pages is one of them. So what I want to do with this one is, you know what might be really fun is a really light blue, like a sky. So let me see if I have a really light blue. And let me get out my blues. I have Stormy Sky actually, which might work. And then I try to be organized with, yeah, everything else is pretty dark and bright. My peacock feathers is going to be way too bright. Tumbled glass is going to be too bright. I do have a Stormy Sky that I could use. I'm wondering if that's going to be a little bit too dark. So what I want to do, and then this just kind of shows you what you can do with a coloring page. Just kind of a little bit of inspiration. I'm probably only going to do this one, but I'm just going to kind of go right. I can make this as dark or as light as I want, right? Like it doesn't need to be anything crazy. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to I have right next to me actually, so 1 second. I'm gonna go get a stencil and a stamp because I did forget to bring that out. Okay, so I have these in a closet right behind my desk. And I have a background stamp that we could do something fun with. I have a stencil, which would be fun. And this is kind of how I like to finish off my coloring pages, because I think it's just fun. And like I said, I wanted to put these in a journal, and I thought I had a coloring page or a stencil that had clouds on it, so I'm looking really, really quick, so I apologize. I do have this one, but I was thinking of a different one. And if my desk starts shaking or anything, or my angles are off, or please let me know. I'm going to try to kind of adjust as I go. I did tighten up the screws on my desk from last week, and I don't have the cord in the back, so there's that. Okay, well, I can't find the other one. I know I do have it, but that's okay. Okay, so we could just do like fun clouds is what we could do. And I do use, I'm gonna set these off to the side. I do use pixie spray with my stencils, and I did not clean off the stencil last time I used it, so I like the pixie spray. Now we're stuck in here. It will kind of stay on your stamps a little, or your stencil a little bit, but for me it's like, and this is what the pixie spray I use. For me, it's like now I have a front and a back of my stencil, and then I can just soak it in a little bit of warm water in the sink, and it comes off. But I do like this, and I kind of just spray it off to the side. And that's kind of the end of my pixie spray. And I'm just gonna put it up here. I'm probably gonna put those other ones away. And I'm just gonna start doing a little bit of clouds on my little picnic. And then it kind of just creates a little bit of a scene, and it gives your coloring page just a little pop. And the fact that I did want to put all my coloring pages in journals, I just think it kind of adds interest. It will stick a little bit, but this paper is pretty smooth and it's pretty thick. You kind of have to, you couldn't do this on copy paper. You just kind of depends on the paper. Obviously, you wouldn't want to be doing this on the glossy photo paper, stuff like that. So I didn't keep putting my my brush in the ink because I wanted a little bit of a different look. Now I used my brown instead of my blue on accident. So really quickly, I have this Nuvo cleaning pad, and I have water. I am going to clean this off. And this is how I clean my stamps. This is how I clean my brushes. I love it. I don't use a cleaner. You can if you want. I don't. And then I kind of have a microfiber cloth on the side of me just to make sure that it's dry. And then that cleans off the color. So, oops, that was my mistake. Okay. Me not paying attention. That happens. It's Sunday, no worries. Okay, now what I could also do, and what I will do, it could be like antique linen I could bring in here to kind of brighten this up. Tea dye or tattered rose. Okay, so let's look at these. and see what we want. That Tattered Rose I think is too pink for me. It's a little bit too pinky. Okay. So I could do a fun antique linen. What do you guys think? Antique linen or tea dye. I think I'm going to put like around the edges. I'm probably going to go with the antique linen because if I put it down here, maybe it'll kind of ground it a little bit. Let's see, shall we? Okay. And see, I just gently ink up the edges. And this is just something fun I like to do. Now I'm going to cut this to make this even for when I decide what I want to do with it, but you can see my fingers are probably getting in the way. But what I like to do when I'm blending is kind of clean off my brush while I go. So, and then I get like a, more of like a fun vintagey or vignette look, if you will. Vignette. And I told you last week, me and my friend were talking about how we say things so different. That happens. And what you can do is just use some fun stamping and just kind of give it some interest. I actually have, or I did have, here it is, I think, yeah. Gray. It's Morning Mist from, it's a Versafine Claire. I do like this a lot. Or you can just do like a black and do some second generation stamping, like whatever. But there we go. Just kind of, you know, add some interest here. And then there we go. And then I would call this done. I'm probably going to trim around the edges a little bit. So let's kind of put some stuff in the middle. All over everything, which I'm perfectly fine with because it's just a little bit more of a fun, interesting look. Now I can clean off my stamp with my microfiber cloth, and that is how I finish off my coloring pages. Now, if I wanted to do something specific with this coloring page, like frame it or whatever, this isn't how I would finish it up. I might create like a more of a scene with a sky in the background, and I could like do some watercoloring. I know, like when we watch Dee Dee and things, she does it with the pencil, and the pencil and the Gamsol is probably a really good one. And she spends a lot of time with the markers and creating a background scene that way. I'm not that great of a colorist to where I can create a whole scene like that, like she can. And I totally admire that. But so I just kind of go a different way around and get a little bit of a different look. But anyway, so that's what I did with my Ohuhu that I did get at Michael's. And I did purchase yesterday at Hobby Lobby an Antique Dollhouse coloring book. Let me look. I purchased this off of Amazon too because it was not anywhere around. This is a Stamper Anonymous ledger script, and it's CMS241. And it's the Tim Holtz collection. So if you want to go look that up, like I don't have a moderator or anything here, so I can't put links in here for you because then I would have to go look it up, but I think I spelled anonymous wrong. Let's see. CMS2241. Okay, I might have spelled that wrong, but yeah, so that's what it is. I got this off of Amazon. It was under $20, and I don't always like to buy stamping supplies on Amazon sometimes, but you know, it was okay. Anyway, so I got this at Hobby Lobby yesterday because I was there along with the rest of the darn world. Oh my goodness. I have not seen Hobby Lobby so crowded since Christmas time. I bought this for a different reason for what it's meant to be used, but I really liked how the introduction was and how colorful the pages are, and there's great examples and kind of gives you a vision of what the miniature world could look like, but it gives you coloring technique. And it gives you how to color people, a scene, light, how to create an antique look. I really like this. And then I love having a whole introduction. I love that about the coloring books that are created by people and not just, you know, big businesses. About the author, I just loved this. So my idea, but now I'm looking towards the back, you're actually creating, because these can stand up and you're creating a scene. Not all of it is like this. But this is the first page I opened up. And I'm a very big holiday person, and I don't mean just like one holiday, like I love them all normally, but my major ones are Halloween, Christmas, and Valentine's Day. Like my Christmas tree next weekend is going to be a Valentine's Day tree. But I was thinking I could make this a little bit creepy, and this would be perfect for Halloween journals. I am going to attempt the other coloring techniques that are in here and see how fun that will be as well. This is pretty intricate. There's a lot in here. So we'll kind of see. And then here's, you know, the bookstore, and it's just so cute. Like, not every page is for me. Like, this is a lot. But I would color something like this. You know, I could make my own ephemera. I just really liked it, and it was only $8.99, so I did purchase that. And yesterday in the mail, my color gel pens came in. I don't know if any of you watch Lindsay Wyrick, but I do watch her, and I haven't watched her in probably a month. But I watch her Sat Chat, and she highly recommended these. And my gel pens are not standing the test of time right now. But in all fairness, they are old. So there's that. So what we could do, I don't know if these like need to be primed or anything, but just kind of see. Oh, no, worked right out of the box. I didn't need to like have it upside down or anything. Look at that. That's amazing. It's Panda Fly. Panda Fly? Yeah. Wow. So she recommended these a while ago, like back in October, I think. And this just is ready right out of the box too. I love adding accents to my coloring pages. And my other, I don't even know where it went. It was up here. But my other gel pens are kind of slowly dying because I've had them for so long, and they always have to be tipped up like this or they're never ready to go. Like, it won't start flowing out evenly. But this is amazing. Oh, have you heard of them? Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. And I thought of that on her Sat Chat, like back in October when she started talking about these. I was like, oh, like something to put on my wish list on Amazon. And I did, and I've never done anything with them, and that comes with a lot. But if these went down to $4.23 over last week, and they were $6 something. So I was like, oh, nope, I'm gonna get them. Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? You know, they don't work, or they work just like the ones I already have now, and I'll still use them. Basically, I'll just struggle with them, I guess. But nope, I'm not going to be struggling with these babies at all. I'm very excited about that purchase. So highly, highly recommend. And something I did see from Janet's live, one of her lives, is the book repair tape. I don't know if this is the exact same one that she uses, but it's the bookbinding tape. And I want to expand my journaling a little bit more in 2026. So I did purchase that. And I'm excited about that, so I don't have to maybe fuss with all the glue all of the time, or the sewing of signatures. And I did get this for Christmas, loads of ephemera. And this was from my Amazon wish list. My mom purchased it for me. So these are all stickers. Very excited about this. I'm just new to collaging and like making my paper creations look very abstract and collagey, and I just really liked the sticker book. And I'm grateful for the reviews on Amazon because people do flip throughs, and so that's why I got this, because there's just a little bit of everything. So that's just gonna go in my little art book collection. I did get Poscas for Christmas, so I'm very excited to use this. I've not used these yet. I've heard nothing but great things, so there's that. And then yesterday at Target, I had to purchase this book. I don't know if you guys are big readers or not, but I did read the other two Housemaid books, and I did go see the movie, and they're making a second movie already, so I'm very excited. This was at Target for $15, but they have a price match guarantee online. When I scanned it with my app, it was $12. So at the checkout, I got it for $12. So I'm excited. So this is, after all is said and done, and you know, Frida McFadden is a writer and like a neurosurgeon or something. Like, look at all those books. Like, hey, I say I'm busy. Yeah, no. What excuse to... No more excuses. I have no more excuses. So that's fun. Okay, so I wanted to get into the project that I'm doing today, and I'm just making a simple little journal. Oh, did you like it, Ellen? I've actually heard of that book. I actually saw it at the, I don't know if that's the one I saw at the bookstore, but that author sounds very familiar. But The Simple Truth has been like on my TBR list for a while. Over my Christmas break, I did purchase another bookshelf. And so I wanted to expand my art book collection is what I'm trying to do. But then in my mind, I'm like, oh, that means a trip to the bookstore. So I'm expanding art books with books to be read. And then of course, with the whole book talk movement, there's like fun little things that you could purchase for your bookshelf, you know, like Horror Avenue or whatever. Deliver Us from Evil, I do have that in my on my bookshelf. Good. I love talking books. I think it's so fun. Lisa Jackson. Okay. Oh, good. Good. I just recently discovered Megan Quinn. So I don't know if you guys like any like spicy rom-coms, but I normally don't. She's fun. She's a really easy read. I'm reading a book from, is it from her right now? No. What book am I reading right now? I'm still in the Christmas book mode because I had too many books on my list. I read her Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal, and that had a lot of Home Alone Easter eggs. But this is what I'm reading right now. It's just a real quick read, and it's a little bit spicy, but it's not, you know, it's like a Lifetime movie, so it's kind of fun. Sometimes I try to keep things real light and fluffy, so, you know, when I have to go do my schoolwork, or I had a lot of difficult things I had to do this week at work with clients, and it's kind of like life-saving things, so I like an escape. But I love discovering new authors, so I'm definitely going to look up your new authors. Thank you. I'm going to be creating a little mini journal, and I'm going to be creating it for my friend because we did not get on the ball and send each other little Christmas packages, or even that. So we decided that we're going to be sending out I'm spinning on my phone, okay, but I'm not spinning on my laptop, so I'm going to keep going. I have really stable Wi-Fi at the house, so where I am, so I don't know. And the weather's pretty good. Today it's really clear. Okay, so anyway, so I'm just we're putting together like a little Valentine's Day care package for each other. So I bought her a few little things at Hobby Lobby when I was there yesterday, and I am going to be making her like a little notebook journal. My idea was to make this as simple as I could, and I am going to put where I got this from. This is the Teal and Pink Romance from the gingerbreadprints.com. So I'm going to put that in the chat really quick, if my computer will let me. And it's a lot of Victorian romance, like older, like Downton Abbey and older type prints that she has. So I did reverse print all of these. I'm just going to go through here really quick. And I did accidentally print 2 of the notebook ones, so then I just reverse printed it, and I'll use that probably as a page or something. But I'm just going to create like a little journal, and then I have my tea dyed paper here off to the side that I can add in that. My goal wasn't to like have a whole spine and sew in a signature, but my paper's pretty thick, so now I'm thinking I might have to do that, but I don't know. I love the ephemera that comes with this. These are little pockets that you can make, and I didn't reverse print these. These are pockets and sentiments. And she gives you directions. There's like 3 different projects in this printable. So if you wanted to go check that out, that's great. I do have an affiliate link, so I'm going to probably put that in here too, because she did ask me to be on her design team. So she's really new to me, but I love her stuff. Like, to be honest, it's so pretty. Okay. So there we go. This is all the ephemera that I chose. This is not all of the ephemera. This kit is like 56 pages, between 54 and 56. Honestly, I don't remember the exact. Now it's going to ask me to remember my password, isn't it? Because I was like, oh, I can throw the affiliate link in here for you guys. Log in. There I go. I don't need to do that. Let's see. I did have... my programs. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up my affiliate link. Because I already have an affiliate link with her. I just have to find it. My groups. My groups, I think, is her chat. I'll have to look. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time. It's a really big kit. I'm going to try to find my affiliate link so you guys can click on that and you can go purchase from her that way. I might, I was like, I might have it on my other phone. I'm filming on my other phone. I might have to go to the website where her affiliate program is in. Okay. So it's quick, forgot password. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started on this. It is a really big kit. I like it. I'm looking up for my affiliate link, and then I'll throw that in the chat. So I don't want to take up too much time where I'm just sitting here looking things up. That's not productive. We're gonna create. It's self-care time, guys. Oh, I did get this for Christmas as well, and I have not used this yet, but this is an eCraft paper trimmer, and it does straight cut, dotted, wave, and like a folding line sheet. But the dotted is you can tear it apart for like tickets and things like that, so I'm excited about that. I just haven't really used it for anything yet. And I did not print this. This comes as a PDF, so it wasn't letting me print it. Oh. I feel like I put this backwards. It wasn't letting me print it. I'm like losing my words. Borderless printing. It was not letting me do borderless printing. Jeez. I have to do a final this afternoon too. Let's hope that let's hope. And I'm going to save this. The flowers are gorgeous. Yeah, so I'll pop that affiliate link in there as soon as I can. I'll actually check it in my email. Because I thought I had my affiliate link. Okay, so I always think it's fun, like if you find something that you like and on a live or whatever, like, oh, I want to create along too. So anyway, there's that. Okay. I don't know. I might have to put it in the chat for how to find my link. Okay, and since I did not want to make this like a big complicated little journal because my friend is journaling for the new year, and I did not I did not reverse print this, which now that I'm thinking, I did reverse print the other one. So, I'm full of wasting time today, huh? I'm sorry. Because you want the inside cover just as pretty as the outside cover. And I did chop that off a little bit too much, but I'm not going to worry about it. And I really like the way that she printed this as well, or designed this as well for the pages, because you really can like maximize what you're doing. Okay, so that's a little bit off, isn't it? Okay. It's still off. Look at me. It's probably me because I was holding it crooked. So now I'm just going to, yeah, it's just off a tiny bit. Okay, I'm going to fold this. And I'm just going to fold it down the middle. And then what I'm going to do is get out my trusty bone folder. And just going to crease it down the middle. Now you can see that this little notebook is just going to be like a small little notebook. You could actually make a bigger journal out of this kit and put this notebook in the kit. That wasn't like really my vision today. My vision was to give my friend just a little journaling notebook so she has a spot that she could take with her. So this one I did not reverse print, which would not be a big deal. I did cut this one, trim this one a little bit more even than I did that, but it's not going to be that big of a deal. I just think it's a little bit prettier when it's reverse print. Okay, so these I'm also going to trim down. I'm probably going to try to trim it down as close as I can so I can kind of trim everything up into fit into the cover. because I don't want it to be like such a size difference, if that makes any sense. I think that this would be perfect to like stamp a sentiment on, little tuck spot in a journal. Like the pages are just really pretty. Okay. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask her how I can find the affiliate link. It's gonna be a little bit easier. And see, it's just fun when you like reverse print this. And depending on your settings, see, so it's just a little bit bigger, right? Depending on your printer settings is how you would reverse print it. Mine, I flip it over like how it came out in the printer. So say it came out, you know, it fed out this way to me in the printer. I turn it over and then turn it upside down and then feed through, and that's how I get it. That's how I can get the correct direction on everything for mine. So everybody's is a little bit different. It kind of takes me, sometimes I forget to do that, and you know, it becomes like a thing. But so I probably will have to sew these in. See how I made it just a little bit smaller, but we'll see. I mean, I'm not going to judge the book by its cover quite yet, right? And I want to keep these rounded, so I'm going to end up getting out my rounding, like my rounding punch. It's like the crocodile little rounder thing. And then I'm just going to fold this right in the middle, and I'm going to throw my tea-dyed paper in here. And I do have a stamp that has lines on it for a paper. See, this is just a little bit bigger too. No worries, no worries. I think that's in my background stamp. Let's see, I'll have to look. See, what happens is I clean off my desk and I organize. Everything used to kind of just be around, right? So now I've cleaned off my desk, I've organized a little bit, and now I'm like, wait, where did I put that? Where did that go? Oh, I think it's over there. And I have a whole closet, like I said, behind me where things are like organized and stuff, but I don't always remember where those things are. I can't be the only one that has that problem, right? Like, you know that you have something, but like where is it? Where is it? Okay, so this is where I'm gonna need to do a little bit of measuring. And this is going to be a 6 and a 4 1/4, it looks like. So I'm just gonna do it the easy way. I'm gonna fold it, and I'm going to trim off the edges. And gingerbreadprints.com, just kind of for reference for you, is more of a journaler's paradise, if you will, more for like junk journaling. She does have like things for card makers. I'm really big into card making. I'm a card maker first, and then junk journaling kind of came later. But she does, and she has a lot of freebies and things like that. So if you wanted to go check her out. And I kind of want to make everything here as even as I can. And it was 6 even, I think, right? That one's like 6 1/4 as well. I have a, there we go. So let's do that. Let's just see. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay, Carrie. I really did that too big too, didn't I? Here, I thought I was measuring something. I thought I was doing something really great by measuring. Me and my pencil do just fine. Okay. And then this way, if you have anybody that likes to just journal for self-care, and that's what my friend wants to do, journal thoughts and maybe kind of record your 2025 to see, kind of look, or 2026, excuse me, to kind of look at the end of it and see how everything unfolded. You can do that. So I'm still a little bit off on this one. And this is sometimes just what I do, like, right? Like, I don't craft for like a career or anything. And so sometimes I'm just like in my craft room and I'm just messing around with the different measurements and things like that. It's only this page that I'm having a little bit of issue with. Oops. So just kind of be as fussy or not as fussy as you want. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave it, right? Because then it kind of all fits in here. I could staple it, which that was my original plan. But then I was like, this paper's really thick. I might need to sew in a signature or two. But I do want to get some of my tea dyed paper that's the least damaged. And I want to trim this down and just put a few of these fun little pages in here so my friend can write and, you know, she can kind of do whatever she wants. Okay, so this is how I am measuring this. Good thing I am not a mathematician, right? Okay. There we go. That's in there. Let's get another little tea dyed piece of paper and trim it up. And I can save all of this. My scrap drawer is really full, so I don't know if I will save it, but I could. I mean, it would be best if I did because I can save it for other projects, right? Okay, and so you can just see how like a fun little simple project can come together. And it's a fun gifting project. I don't know like if you guys sell your art or not or anything like that, but this would be like a fun, see, I'll just go right in like that. And it's not all even, like it's not even Steven, but it could be for like an art fair or, you know, things like that. If you go to like different markets and craft shows and whatever. I don't do that because I just don't really have the time to do that, but I'm going to set this aside, or else it's all going to get lost and I am going to end up tossing it all at the end. Okay. I could staple it. That was my idea. That's kind of what I want to stick with. I don't know if this is going to work with me stapling it. Or I could sew in the signature, which would make it a little bit more stable. So let me get my bookbinding bag and get out some needle and thread, get out my awl. I just kind of want to keep it with the vintage vibe, right? I think I really like this. And then that means I just need a little bit of clips to kind of clip it into place. These are meant for thicker because there's not very much paper in here. So I probably could get away with stapling it, but I just don't know if that'll hold up for her. So I'm just gonna do this because I know how, and I know it'll last. And then you can put fun like little envelopes in here, and fun ephemera, and I probably don't need my biggest needle. Let's see. Welcome if you're just joining us. I'm making a fun little journal for my friend for Valentine's Day, out of the Gingerbread Prince. Kit, and that's the teal and pink romance kit that I'm using. Okay, so here we go. I'm just gonna sew this really quickly, and hopefully not have any issues feeding this through, because this is my smaller needle, and I might have issues with this. So what I'm going to do is get back out my bigger needle, because I don't have issues with this boy. He's big, and this is big. There we go. So it's easier. That's a little bit easier. Okay, and I just kind of put it down the middle. And the tidbit is it's supposed to be 3 lengths the size of your journal. I always do just a little bit more because I get ambitious and I always want to do a bow, and it doesn't always work out that way, but the option is there if it does work out that way for me. Okay, I want to try to keep these on top so I don't, and then kind of make it as taut as we can, and then I'm going to go back into the middle if you guys can see me. Okay, there we go. And you end where you start all the time, so depending on where you want that to be, that's completely up to you. I'm going to tie a knot. Okay, and then I'm going to try to tie a bow. I'm not very graceful this way, so this may not work out. The clips are in the way, number one. Okay. And let's see. Oh my goodness, it worked. Look at that. Sometimes it just happens. That's great. Okay, I double do it, like I double knot it. And then there's just the bow. It's no fancy bow or anything, but it's there. I'm gonna put these clips back up here so they don't get in the way or get lost. I am going to put my needles back because I'm not gonna be sewing anything else. Gonna put all of this back into my bag. Take a sip of my tea, and there's our little mini notebook. Now let's get out some of this fun ephemera. Okay, I really like these pockets that she has, because I think that these are super cute. So I'm going to fussy cut these down. I really like this one. I don't know why. I mean, they're both gorgeous, right? They're both gorgeous, but I do like this one, so I'll try to get as close as I can. Thank you, Brenda. I think it's just a cute little mini journal, right? And you know, with Valentine's Day coming up, like if we have those of us that like have daughters that are maybe in school or need some positive reinforcement, we can kind of help the situation along a little bit and help them express their creativity the way they do. Like My daughter likes reading and she likes knitting, but she does not like the whole paper crafting, but she loves my paper craft creations. So she'll, like, if I were to make her a journal like this, she would probably use it. Her friend is a huge junk journaler, so there's that. They're all working today, so they don't get to join me for my lives, but this is how it works best for my schedule right now. I'm trying to do one live every Sunday and then a video during the week. Last week that didn't work. My schedules, because I was the late person, it was just, I couldn't get it together. I was my first week back at work, my first week back at school. I just couldn't. But I did create my craft roulette card, not from this Friday, but from the previous Friday. So I did create that, and I hit all the parameters with that. And this is with Sweet Pea Curiosities. And then I had a die in my stash. So there's that. But yeah, that's my goal. I want to create one video a week, and I'm not a pro at this. So I'm not great at editing. I don't do the voiceovers because I can't get it together to figure it out. It takes up way too much time and space in my brain. I could do, oops, I kind of cut that a little bit, Dagon. I could do like little videos like with music, so you're just kind of like watching me create. Sometimes I get bored with those when I see those on YouTube. I do like them. I do like a lot of them, like a little reel. I like those a lot because it's just a real quick snippet of the project, and you know, I do like that. But like a video like that, it's just probably me. I would like to explain my creative process as I go. And the only reason I'm like that, well, it's because it's me. I'm like that. But I really enjoy other people's creative process. So I know other people are like me and they enjoy a creative process as well. So sometimes it's fun to like see the creative madness behind it all, right? I think it is. Now, you don't have to do this when you're folding these little pockets. I just do because it kind of gives me a guide. It's a little bit of a guide. I like that a little bit more. And the paper, you know, breaking down the fibers and whatever, so the paper it knows where to fold. So I'm gonna have to, maybe that's not right. There we go. That's fitting easier. I'm trying to make a, and then there is the pocket. So I could have reverse print that as well, right? I'm gonna glue it. So let me get out my glue. And then here's just the notebook that we're putting everything into. So this isn't too big, so it can go in there. I was afraid that maybe these were gonna be a little bit too big. But it's not. So I'm just going to put glue on the inside flaps. And because this is treated paper, like there's ink on it and stuff, I do kind of have to press it down a little bit more. And then I'm just going to put glue right here on these little flaps. And quit crafting myself out of an area. Where did I put? I have my, I shook my desk because I hit my camera. I'm sorry, guys. And I used, for making things a little bit more vintage, I like the brush corduroy. It just adds a little bit to it. I should have inked this part up before. Whatever. I didn't. We survived. And this just gives it a real vintage vibe. There we go. So let's do this one. And then we'll find something fun to put in the pockets, or you could put whatever you want in the pocket. Like maybe they want to journal and they want to put their own little note in here. I'm going to put something a little bit fun in here because this kit came with so much ephemera that I want to utilize as much of it as I can. And then they can write, she can write on the back of the note card. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Okay. Okay. These pockets are really fun to make. Oops. I hope it didn't clog up already. She can clog pretty fast. It's really dry here today too. It's been really dry. Like dry and cold. It was like in the 30s last night, which I know it doesn't seem very cold to a lot of people that like live where it's really cold, but for Southern California, that's pretty cold. And I live inland a little bit, so I don't have like the I don't have as much humidity in the air, and I have more drastic temperatures. So there is that. There is that. Okay, just dab dab. And again, I didn't think about inking up before I folded it. I just got excited about wanting to make it. But there we go. Now it's just like a fun vintage little pockets we have going on. Okay, so let's see. This is a fun envelope. I really like that. That might be too big though. These could be fun to put in here if they'll fit. See what else we got going on. I forgot what else I printed out. These would be really fun too though. I do like these two. And I'm just gonna trim this down. So what does everybody have planned for your Sunday today? Are you just taking a creative day? I'm doing laundry today. I'm doing this today. I have a little bit of homework to do a little bit later. Yeah, I just kind of like to take Sunday to self-care. So I hope you are all doing the same thing. And if you're watching while you're at work or anything like that, I really appreciate you guys being here and taking the time out. I do know sometimes me being on Pacific Standard Time is not everybody is, and so you guys are farther along in your day if you're somewhere else. So it kind of cuts into what you're already doing. But I think it's fun just to take some time out for ourselves. I love that, Brenda. I wish I could crochet. I cannot. I tried. It's not my thing. My daughter knits, but she doesn't crochet. But I think it's like such a beautiful artwork. There we go. I'm gonna ink this up. You're like doing a full day of self-care. I love that. I am not making a sourdough loaf today. Normally I do sourdough Sunday, and I make a sourdough loaf every Sunday. Because it's just me and my daughter here, and she's at work a lot. And so she won't, between her and I, we won't eat a whole loaf over the week. It's just too much. So I'll take it to work, or I give it to my son and my grandson and my daughter-in-law that they live down the road. But I'll be damned if my son did not come and get his loaf this last week. So no worries, because I gave it to my hairdresser yesterday. She was very excited. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna make another loaf this week. Okay. So that's just how these fit perfectly in here. And I am going to put them probably, so we have the lined paper here. I'm probably going to put it on one of this spot right here. Oh, you can't knit. Isn't that funny? Like, my friend's daughter's a big crocheter too. She does both, but I find, like, my daughter can't crochet, but she can knit. I find that with a lot of, like, you know, creators and knitters and stuff, like, they can do one form of art but not the other, and they seem so close together, but like, I've tried to be self-taught with the whole crocheting thing, and they are definitely not the same. It's harder than it looks, but yeah, my friend's daughter, she can do both. I really admire that. I cannot knit, and I cannot crochet. I sew a little bit. That's why it's so much glitter in my name. When I had a really big craft room, I had like a whole sewing area set up, which is why I just purchased another bookshelf, so I have my sewing machine up on top, because I want to start adding a lot more texture to my junk journals and my cards and things like that. Via the sewing. So okay, let's put stuff away because I'm gonna start losing it here. It's gonna start going everywhere. Okay, let's just do a few pockets. And you see how she labeled everything? It's every day of the week, every month of the year. That would be perfect for journaling, you know, in your own little notebook. I wasn't gonna do that because then I think it's a little bit too structured, and my friend may not appreciate that I gave her an assignment kind of thing, so I just wanted this to be more free-flowing. But that's a great idea, especially if, like, you're doing it for yourself, or, you know, a year of memories or whatever it is. And I know a lot of, like, kids, like, well, my kids did when they were in school. My kids were a little bit older though, but they had like writing assignments, and they had a prompt, and they had to write about it, like a paragraph or whatever, and they were allowed to have their own notebook. So we would zhuzh that up and make it a little bit more fun for them to want to go to it. So this could be something like that. Okay. Let's see. And I'm going to try to get that affiliate link before I end my live today for you guys. But if I don't, I definitely will get it and post it for the replay and for my Instagram. Normally when I'm on design teams, I don't have, like, I have discount codes. I don't have, like, affiliate links, so. And then I just do the whole the folding with the bone folder. It makes it easier for me. And what's everyone's weather like? I'm always curious this time of the year. Weather can be so drastic. Like, I know I watched Bitty Penny, and she says that they were having like a heat wave in Texas. And I have another friend actually that lives in Texas as well, and they were saying the same thing. We've been in the 50s and the 60s for like the last few weeks, and then we had a lot of rain. But that seemed to kind of go away, and now this week we'll be in the 70s. But we're very dry and cold right now for the next few nights. And then today it's probably, I don't even know if it's 70 out yet. I have not gone outside. I have my windows open in my kitchen though, and it doesn't feel like really cold. It's like a nice breeze. Honestly, my goal on Sundays is to not have to go outside sometimes, unless if like I'm taking my grandson to the park or something fun, and because I had extra homework this week, I'm not doing that. Oh, snow. Kentucky. Oh, fun. One thing I do miss about living in the Pacific Northwest is more of the seasons and like getting some snow here and there, and I do miss that. Okay, so I'm thinking, oh, that's going to be too big. This might be too big. Okay, it is, but my trusty pencil is coming out again, and I'm just going to cut that off and then re-ink it. Nothing's lost. No one will ever know. I don't know if I want to put that right there though, because I think that that might, sliding things in and out of that might get in the way. Oh, look. I try not to put something on every page, but I do, but I don't. Like, I don't want to bulk up the pages too much for people. And what I also love about this kit is everything just matches, so it doesn't matter really where I put it, it's gonna match. And I think that teal and pink together is so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of glue right there too to make it an even pocket. And put this in right here. The 30s definitely is cold, Brenda. I guess I didn't read the second half of your message. I think something cut it off for me. Probably my vision. Okay, so these are really fun. These are really pretty. We could put little note cards in and out. I always talk about like wanting to, when I have like a bad day at work or whatever, we FaceTime throughout the day because she's up in Washington State still. I grew up with her since I was born, my whole life. Our dads were really good friends growing up, so I'll be like, today's the day where I'm escaping. I am going to Ireland and I'm going to live on a bluff somewhere. Why I pick Ireland, I don't know, because I've studied it a little bit and there, I don't know, it looks very gorgeous. But there's other places I would go to, and I'm like, I want some goats, I want some chickens, I want a groundskeeper, and I want to be left alone. So this little cottage is very much like that when I'm having one of those days. So she's very much going to relate to this little picture. And as you can see, she highlighted it already. But I kind of just like to, because my paper is white core. So I didn't want to see like a white line right there or anything. We're just kind of stick this in and out, and she can write down her own little notes. And let's probably utilize the other pocket. These are fun little tuck spots right here too. And then we just kind of keep going from there. It's basically just, it's just a journal, but it's just a fun little mini journal. I was trying to make it much more simple, but then when I realized, oh, my paper is too thick, I do need to sew that in. So my idea was to staple it. But that wasn't going to work. I don't think that would have stood the test of time. And then I'm just going to do my best. There's a lot of little intricacies here. So I'll do my best to kind of cut around them. But I'm not going to be able to make it look just as beautiful as the designer did via my fussy cutting. But then that's not even really a problem either, because she put the print behind it. It's not just solid white behind it. So you have that to kind of busy it up. Like, it's in essence, it's already inked up for you. So it just makes it easy. And then we'll just kind of get the feel for the flow of what's going on here without cutting into every single little pocket. There we go. I am going to ink up around because when you look at it, I don't want to see a solid white. And I'm just going to use this as a fun little tuck spot. I feel like I didn't ink the whole thing up, but I think I did. Okay, so I'm just going to put my finger where I do not want the glue. Good thing I use wet glue so I can reposition if I need to. And then this is where we just get into all of this fun stuff. Like, look how gorgeous this is. The colors are amazing. They're so beautiful. I love the pink and the teal together. I love it. That's why I love having my color wheel around when I'm creating things, because you can look at it and get like complementary colors. I really do want to get the color cubes though. I have for a while, and now she came out with a second set because of the pictures, the color combinations, there's all of that. I think I cut that down a little bit wonky, but not to worry, not to worry. I'm going to bring out my crocodile corner chomper. That's what it's called. Okay, so let's just do something a little bit fun with that. I think this is full. I can feel it. I need to clean it out. And then we have that, and then we'll ink up around that. So yeah, I've been thinking about the color cubes. I don't really have anywhere to put them. I just think they would be very pretty decoration, and I think that they would be very inspiring. But I have not pulled that trigger yet because I don't necessarily need them. I can look up different color combinations if I want to. She has a digital one, but I like the physical. I like the idea of that. I think that that's so much fun. So, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I just think that this is, I love this. I love all of this. I love it all. This actually would have been really fun printed out on my tea dye paper. I do print on my tea dye paper as well. And it, as long as it's not ripped, as long as it's like a solid piece of paper and there's no rips or tears in it, my printer will take it, and it's really fun. I like for my recipe journals, I really like to do that. I print out a recipe on my tea dye paper. It ages it, it looks fun, it adds interest. This would have been something that would have been really fun on tea dye paper. What I'm gonna do is fold. See, it's like thick paper. I'm just gonna fold this the best I can. And this will just be like slipped in here. And let's see. Just kind of add some interest to the fun little book. So when you open it, it kind of looks aged as well. I just think that that's fun. And, you know, here I am with me in my white space. Not everything can be too stark white. She could put a picture on the back of here. She could do notes. See, because I did the crease right there, it kind of, I think that that's a lot of fun. I am going to do that. Okay. And we're just going to kind of pin it in here. Kind of give the back of this a little bit of love. And I do have fun paper clips. Just going to paper clip this on here. There we go. Take another sip of my tea, and it all just, I love the color of that rose gold. Is a lot of fun. Okay, let's do a few more. I hope you guys have enjoyed my lives on Sunday, and I hope it's a good time and day for you guys. I enjoy doing it. It really, I get inspiration from other people. It kind of holds me accountable, if you will, for making sure I get my self-care time in. And allows me to play with more of the goodies that I have that I wouldn't normally think of. And I kind of like to play off creative ideas with other people. I like to see your creative process, and I like to collaborate. That's the word I'm looking for. I like to collaborate with like other creators. So I just think it's a fun little like downtime, because you know, I have laundry waiting for me on my couch after this. I don't necessarily want to do that, but you know, I got to. And then I have like an hour of homework I do need to do. And I don't want to do that either. I'm tired. That looks really fun right there, and that's just going to be like a fun little tuck spot. So this just kind of gives me fun me time, and I hope it does the same for you. And I'm glad that you guys enjoy it, and I like getting to know everybody, people I see in other people's lives that I chat with. I like to get to know them. Now I might just leave this here and not like feel like I have to put something already tucked up in there, because I want to give her freedom to do what she wants as well. But I think that this is so pretty. I do want to, oh, this is a whole letter. Dear Mary, love John. That's really cute. This is nice and vibrant though. Like, these are so cute. We can embellish this as much as we want. I'm probably not going to bring out all of the embellishments and everything today, but I will embellish it, and I will do like a flip through here on YouTube, and I'm really active over on Instagram, and I'll do it as a post over there, and I'll get you all my affiliate link for gingerbread kits, gingerbread print kits, if that's what you would like. This could be like another little fun little tuck spot. Did I ink this? I think I did, but it didn't. My brush was too clean. Oh no. Not a clean brush in the craft room. That can't happen. Okay, here we go. There we go. And I'm just going to put that as like a little pocket, or no, this idea just came to me. Tim Holtz saves the day. We could do the cello tape, which I did see more of that at Hobby Lobby when I was there. I do have to tell you though, since they have made his section smaller because their own brand does a version of what he does. Oh, okay, so that's just going to be a different page then, I think, because I do want to do this. His stuff doesn't go on sale at Hobby Lobby anymore. Their stuff does, of course, which is great. But I enjoy his creativity a little bit more sometimes. Oh, good, Brenda. I'm glad you've enjoyed being here. I'm enjoying having you guys here. Okay, I'm gonna knock some of that back. So, and again, she could just write notes and, you know, whatever. Whatever. I want to make it as, I mean, this could start to get really thick, right? I do have some lace that I'm going to tie around for that. I want to utilize that other pocket in here, so let me look. I love this page. This is just so much possibility right here. Here we go. And then I want to use some of these sentiments here, and I might throw a Sunday in there because she knows I'm live on Sunday, but I think she's at work as well. I think she's working. She's like, I'll join and I'll watch. And if she is watching, I hope you love your journal girl, because she'll stay pretty quiet normally. She doesn't comment if she is here. But I know I think she works this weekend. She works rotating weekends. So, I'll throw a Sunday on here. Make her feel bad for missing. Wink, wink. It's funny because my mom knows I go live on Sundays too. And she's like, oh, every Sunday. She's like, oh, I missed it. Why didn't you tell me? I'm like, I did. And then I feel like when I call her to tell her I'm going live or whatever, she's out grocery shopping or something. So I don't really want to bother her. And she's getting ready to go on vacation, my mom. She's going to Florida next week with my aunt because that's her retirement vacation, because she's retiring at the end of the month. So that's very exciting for her. So I'll let her just watch the replay. Because I think she leaves. She might leave tomorrow. I need to call her. I need to find her. I need to call her. We need to get her seat assignment. We need to make sure Grandma's safe. My kids probably already have that information. I just don't. That's how we are. Okay. And then I'm just kind of breaking down the fibers to manipulate the paper a little bit better, because it'll give me a little bit of a better fold and a better crease. You could put it in a scoreboard and do that, and you're going to just get perfecto. But perfection is never my goal. I mean, I would like everything to be perfect, but I've lived enough life to know that that's not happening. So I'm happy in the moment with what I can do. And it just kind of reminds me to be satisfied with what I have and what I can do and what I've accomplished. And then I just really like teach other people the same thing in my counseling practice. Okay. And remember, this is going to have to be trimmed back just a little bit. Okay, so let's see where we want to put this. Let's see. This is a little bit off. As you can see, it's a little bit off, but you can't really tell when you close it. No worries, no worries. I'm not going to stress out about that. Let's see. I like it right here, I think, because this is just plain. Just the page is just plain enough that this will, this fun pocket will zhuzh it up a little bit. Okay. Trim it down. I'm going to ink it. So one thing I love about the printable world is you could do anything and everything with these kits. I could have made a bunch of cards with these kits. I could have made a full-blown journal like some other people did with these kits. She really made it easy for it being pretty versatile for whatever your crafting style is. So I do like that. Okay, and I'm just going to glue it along the fold lines. Makes it nice and easy for me. And then I am going to glue it up here. I know it's not folded, but I want it to be more of a full pocket. And I'm probably just going to do a few more things in this journal, and then I'm going to have to, I'm going to actually create a video maybe. We'll see if I have time. I don't have time today, but we'll see if I have time a different day on how it's finished. But I would like to probably just kind of work on this in and out of my craft room today, finish it today, and then do like a fun flip through. Okay, so I said I was going to do Sunday for her, right? Because those are my self-care days. Okay, I'm just going to lob off the rest of it because I wasn't going to use those. But if you want to use those, they're available to you. And I think that it's really great. This would even be good like in my counseling practice with like art journaling. Teaching others to, I have like a gnat that just decided to show up. I'm sorry, I think I hit my camera. I don't know where that came from. Because it's getting warmer outside and my kitchen window's open. I have to look at the screen. So people can kind of create their own little journal. Okay, and I just wanted to vintage that up just a little bit, kind of grunge that up. And Sunday, like she can write down what she did on Sunday, and she could say, I went to work, it was a horrible day, or I had the day off and I got to spend the day thrifting with my kids, because that's what she loves to do. I do love going thrifting, but I don't like have the time or the patience lately. It's just been this last year because of school, to like hunt and pick through stuff. But I do, like, I go to a lot of my local thrift stores. I do like doing that. But I don't go in there with, I go in there with something in mind, if that makes sense, you know? Like, I'm looking for right now another, like, tall, skinny shelf to go in my bedroom. I don't know if it'll fit, though. Or my, in between, like, my TV and stuff, just so I'll have a little bit more cheerful, peaceful. She needs peace in 2026. She had a really rough 2025, so let's give her that. So I'll go like looking for those sorts of things and, you know, kind of find other stuff as I'm looking. And then I donate. I have things to donate. I definitely do. So, but that's what keeps the craft room alive. Bring in, craft, hold on to, use it or don't use it, and then share it with others. It's kind of the cycle of life in my craft room, as I'm dropping things. Okay. I actually really like working on this glass board mat and then having this over it so it doesn't blind you guys. It's nice. It's not as, like this, my mat here is hard too. It's a hard mat, but it has a little bit more give to it. This is just a solid piece of glass. I really like having it here. And we're just gonna, oh, that might match. That might be too matchy. There we go. That just kind of stands out, just kind of off to the side right there. We could put some fun Nuvo drops right there if we want to, or whatever. Okay. All right. I know I've kept you guys here for almost 2 hours. Thank you for staying. I'm excited you guys are here. Let's see. What else do I want to do for now? It's a fun bookmark, actually. Let's stick with the flower theme, so that's just not flapping in the wind. Okay, here we go. And then these are rounded, so this little gnat is bugging me. Makes me think my cat was at the window and moved the screen. She's like, sun, oh my gosh, we haven't had sun in a few days. Oh, Lord. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Ellen. I'm happy to have you here too. Okay, so we could do, let's just kind of make this like a little fun little pocket right there. And I want to incorporate another paper clip in here. Okay. Do we want to slide anything in and out of this little pocket? I mean, we could do the letter. We could fold the letter. And then she could write like her own little letter on the back. We could do that. And what's fun about this is she did not make this just an even square, the designer. Before I leave, I'm going to check to see if she answered my question about how I can find my affiliate link, because last time when I signed up for her affiliate program, it appeared on my account and I can't find it now, and I don't know if that's because I'm on my computer or not, but you don't have to use my affiliate link if you don't want to. If you just want to go get this kit and start creating for your Valentine's Day stuff, I get it. So this is fun. She made it more intricate right here. I like that. So it's not just boring. And then we round it out with the heart. How fun. Actually, this would be another fun one for the paper clip, I think. And then there it is. That's really pretty. I like that a lot. Okay, I'm going to ink up around the edges. I'm going to fold it. I don't want to bend the leaves, so I'm just going to go like this. And age it just a little bit more, right? There we go. And this isn't going to be like an even fold because of the leaves and stuff, which is no worries, no worries. But I think that this is just going to be fun to like ink this too, make it look really aged, because maybe this was found in an attic or something. Who knows? Right? And maybe Mary and John or somebody's grandma and grandpa. Who knows? I don't know. I could make up a whole story about by the end of my life about it. I could. Okay, let's see if we have. Oh, I don't think I have. Oh, I do. Well, I do. Oh, of course, but they're all together. Like one big happy family in there. But I thought, oh, I did the rose gold. Now let me get like a teal going on in there. So that's fun, right? See how we did this earlier? I kind of like to separate the same type of thing that I do. I like to separate them just a little bit in the journal, so not everything is just so close together. Here, right here, Mary, from January 8th, 1821. Wow, that's real vintage, isn't it? Okay, so let's flip through what we did today. Let me clean up a little bit so I don't lose things. I'm going to come back to this, and I'm going to hopefully have this finished by the end of the day, and I can hopefully post it maybe later tomorrow. But for the sake of time and letting you guys go do your self-care creative endeavors, I'm going to end it right here, and then we're going to flip through it. So this is just my notebook. And then I put a lot of fun embellishments in it. I'm giving her a lot of space to journal for how she wants, because she wants her own little creative space. And then this is a pocket as well. And then we have something fun, the little European cottage that we want to go to, run away to. I have more of those moments than she does, because my job's a little bit more draining. Her job's more fun. But we all have those moments. And then another pocket, and we have some peaceful. I'm wishing her peaceful intentions for 2026 because she deserves it. And we've got a fun tuck spot here. She could put fun little, like, she lives by a mountain and she goes and does fun things, so she could put like fun little pictures, memories, you know, receipts, whatever. This could just be her little pocket notebook or something that she has sitting next to her bedside table, because I know she likes to do that. And I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Let me see if I was able to get my I was not able to get my affiliate link, but I did go ahead and link gingerbread prints in here. I'm going to try one more spot. And her name is Lisa, by the way. So the creator, bye Brenda. Let's see, Okay, so I can't find it. So I'm going to have to ask Lisa where to find that. But anyway, so that is the project that we did today. And I did put all of the links that I could in the chat. I hope you guys have a fabulous, fabulous day. And I hope you have a very restful, stress-free week ahead of you. And just enjoy the day and take some time for self-care. And I will be sitting around your craft table soon as well. I hope to see you guys in some more lives this week. And thank you. I enjoyed it so much too. And I'm really glad that you guys were here. Bye, Hoosier Mama. I'm going to go ahead and try to exit gracefully, which is not my forte. So let's see what I can do as you get to see my hand. And I'm going to try to exit out as I do this, although it may not let me. But have a great day, guys.